Hey everyone, this is Noah, and I'm going to be going over Saucony Fall 19 footwear changes very briefly. Most of our changes happen in the winter months, and because fall is actually summer and just the end of the season is in fall, we really only have three major updates to our lineup, so that's what I'm going to show you today. Booking will be happening now, and then the shipping for this product will all take place between 6/1 and 10/1, 10/15. So that's kind of the date, 6/1/19 through 10/1/19. So, jumping into changes, the first shoe to change, and that is a 6/1 update, is the Omni. And the Omni is our full-on stability shoe. So you have the Guide, which is kind of our light stability shoe, and then the Omni is going to be a little more stability and a little more volume. And because of that, we've kind of tweaked this model a little bit this season, so it has a higher heel lip. So the distance from the ground itself to the heel has gone up 6 millimeters. So from 2 millimeters to 8 millimeters, and that's just this curve here you can see right there. So it's just it helps with being a little more of a stability shoe, being a shoe that handles a lot more volume. It's going to tend to be a little stiffer, a little more responsive in that sense, and we want it to be able to transition very cleanly. And so to create that transition, we just kind of change the actual shape of the heel there, and with that in mind. Other changes to this shoe, it's gone to a single jacquard knit, which was a fancy French man, and it has to do with the direction of the actual stitching. So it's more of a directional knit where you need that on the lateral side, and the medial side it's going to be horizontally stitched, and on the toe it's going to be kind of more of a vertical stitch there. So it kind of creates directional durability. Maybe that's a good way of saying it. And then across our line, we've focused a little on heel. So on the heel itself and the heel fit, we really like our technology at this point. We just think we need to dial fit in. We know our shoes handle very well over the course of 500 miles, but we need them to get out of your store first. So how they feel in that first 10 seconds when the customer puts that shoe on compared to another shoe, that's what we're concerned about right now. So we've added some external heel support to the Omni itself. There you can see that. And that's going to be largely external. We want to keep the inside of the shoe very plush, but we also want to provide support at the same time. That is the updated Omni. Moving on to the Ride ISO 2, biggest update of the season for sure. This gets a really nice, clean update, as you can see there. Major changes include we've tweaked the outsole, so we've started using a lot more of this crystallized rubber, which is twice as dense, has a higher carbon content. But because it's twice as dense, we can get away with using less of it. So we've actually taken 2 millimeters of lug depth off of the shoe, of the actual outsole itself. That depth has gone down, and we've put that 2 millimeters back into the shoe, into the midsole. So you should see a more plush midsole overall, more midsole, which is what you run to. As long as this is durable and has good traction, that's all we ask of it. And then we want as much of the good cushiony stuff as possible. So stack height stayed the same, drop stays the same. We just kind of change, where that stack height is being used. And we want it to be used primarily for cushioning, and a little, if we can have the same outcome in terms of durability and in terms of traction, which we feel we've done. We like that. More cushioning. Other changes, all the overlays are 3D printed, so you can see some of the overlays there. Those are all 3D printed. My understanding is that it doesn't affect the actual stitching and material as much, so if that overlay was stitched on or if it was hot melted on, it would just mess with the fibers of the actual shoe. Very small talking point there. But kind of cool that we're using 3D printing more and more in this industry. Lastly, bigger changes to the heel. So we've I think tightened it up a little bit. You get a lot of complaints from customers about heel slipping in shoes, and regardless of the specific shoe they're trying on, but not so many complaints about it being too tight. I mean, we'd rather fall on that end of the spectrum than the loose side. Saucony's not a niche brand. We don't want to be a niche brand. But if you had to describe us in sort of one sense, it would be a wider forefoot, more volume up in the forefoot, and a nice snug midfoot and heel. And we've just paid a lot of attention to heel fit because we feel like it's a very important part of that equation. So that is the new Ride. That's available 6'1". Comes in some really great colors. The only change that is not in the catalog that will be in the actual shoes is you have this line right here, and that's going to be filled in with the same kind of, you see that blue fade? That blue fade is going to be here on the top part of that shoe along that line, which is hard to see. Just because we've added in 2 more millimeters of midsole, it just looks a little big. We want to tone that down a little bit so it's not so much so loud and so white. So, Ride ISO 2, great shoe. The last update we're making during Fall 19 is a brand new shoe. This is the Mad River TR, which is named after a ski line out on the East Coast in Massachusetts. I didn't know they had ski lines either, but apparently it's a rugged, it's a rugged ski line, so they made a rugged shoe to represent that. Standalone, this is a great $110 shoe with a nice straight last. So you can see that kind of an oblong toe box, really clean looking shoe. So if you look at it, you just look at it head on. It's a really cool, great fitting. The response from buyers, the response from our product team has been that it's a very, very comfortable shoe. But outside of that, straight lasted and low drop. So if you've done well with a shoe like that in the past, it might be something worth looking into. But it is also so much more than that. So at face value, it can just be that, but it also has a lot of cool, geeky trail concepts built into the shoe. So for example, it has 2 sets of eyelets. You can see here and here. And then it has another set of eyelets right down the middle. So you can lace this shoe millions of different ways and kind of create a customized fit for each runner. We use this in our practice and run especially every day. Changing the laces up to solve some sort of an issue or fix some problem. But another cool little story to tell there, it's also Gator compatible, so it comes with a Gator strap line right here. So your Gator strap can run along it, and then it has a D-ring up front, so it's Gator compatible. And then lastly, it has these raised pieces of the outsole, and it says on it, number 8 hex head, 3/8 inch. So it's built to put a hex screw into the shoe for these long Northwest winters, which so many runners do. They put hex screws into their shoes, and it's built for it. It has a little deeper lug for those areas specifically, so you're not digging too far into the midsole. Kind of a cool, fun little just 2 cents you can add about the shoe. So overall, really great shoe with something we're really, really excited about, especially for that straight last, oblong toe box user who maybe likes something a little bit lower drop, 4 millimeter drop, of course. So Mad River TR coming to you this summer. That is our line. Thanks for watching. Under this video, there will be an order form as well as recommended orders that should be described a little, just stating kind of, this is a recommended order for trail, this is a recommended order for, entry level, yada yada. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care and have a great day.